Hi, friends. It's been a really rough week, and I wanted to come on here and hold some space for some of the emotions you might be feeling. It might be grief. The grief has been coming through really strongly for me, and I actually had a very visceral experience with that I wanted to share with y'all. There's just been a lot coming up since trying to choose my words carefully because of YouTube, but the brutality that was inflicted on Renee Good by the ICE agent. And, I'm sharing these emotions with you in the hope that it will give you that permission to sit with your emotions at a time when everything feels really dark and chaotic. I also, think our collective grief and outrage is really powerful. And I think it's actually revolutionary to feel them right now because the only emotion the regime wants us to feel is fear. So I'd actually tried to film a video on Sunday after I had gotten home from a vigil in my community for Renee, and I didn't share it. And that's because I was too overcome with emotion and sadness and grief and tears. And I'm feeling that now. I wasn't actually emotional at the rally, but it was like when I got home and I turned the camera on, it just all came through, and I just felt so heavy, and I was like freezing and shaking, and I could just tell by the way that it was all coming through and the intensity of it that it was a channel. It was a channel of the collective grief and sadness that we've been feeling around this. I think in that video, I was really kind of like fighting the emotion. But I was trying to get across this message about how I still have hope because of these social movements that we're seeing all over the country in response to this brutality in Minnesota. I really do believe that it's part of the Pluto and Aquarius story. Pluto is transformation and Aquarius is the people. So Pluto can also be power. So it's about power moving from the top down, moving from the top, these billionaires, the oligarchs, the fascists, down to the people, to all of us. So I'm sitting here like bawling, like trying to say I'm hopeful, I feel hopeful, and I'm like just beside myself. Later what had happened was my guides came through with the message that actually that emotion was the message. The grief was the message. I think in that moment what I really needed to do was just sit with that emotion and to feel it. And so I wanted to share that with you in case you're feeling something similar, in case you're feeling an emotion, it's coming up and you might be pushing it away. I think it's okay right now to just sit with it, sit with the emotion, even though it feels heavy. It will pass.